Good Thursday afternoon. It is 2 o'clock here in Atlanta. Meteorologist Melissa Nora with your 11 Alive Weather Impact team tracking Tropical Depression Francine. We've been watching this system, alerting you several days in advance, and now here we are today. Gusty winds, rain on top of North Georgia, and we're expecting that heavy rain aspect to get a little bit more intense as we get into parts of Friday, and even Saturday is looking wetter here across the Peach State. Big picture though, you can see the storm, the center of it where the swirl is, the circulation. That's right over here, northwestern Mississippi, kind of southwestern Tennessee. And what's happening on the east side of the system as the winds go counterclockwise around it is it's pulling in a lot of tropical moisture off the Gulf of Mexico, off the Atlantic. So we're on what we call the right or the dirty side of the storm. So we are dealing with rain, gusty winds today, and we will see more rain as we head throughout the next 48, 72, even beyond that, 96 hours here as we look at the newest model data coming in. So big picture, the center of Francine not going to get anywhere near us, but we are seeing some of the outmost rain bands with it pushing across North Georgia. That rain right now, we had steady rain for much of the morning, pretty light. It's now east of Atlanta though. So big picture, you can see how Atlanta itself, we still have some light rain moving through, but where we're seeing more of a steady constant rainfall, that is on the east side of town. So drying out to nothing more than a little bit of drizzle there west of town in Douglas County, Cobb County, but here in Atlanta, DeKalb County, Gwinnett, out towards Rockdale and Newton counties, we've got some steadier rain pushing through. I'm also tracking one rain band where we're getting some moderate rain, and that rain band is throughout our southeastern counties. So as we zoom in towards Monticello, towards Eatonton, Putnam County, that's where we're seeing that rain band pushing through, and that's lifting up to the north and east. So that's eventually going to pivot in towards Madison and also Greene County, near the Greensboro area. But then as we look at counties south and west of there, it's drying out after this one main swath of rain pushes through. Light rain continues through the North Georgia mountains on top of those gusty winds. And again, it's west of Atlanta where we've been drying things out the last hour or two. But big picture, we're not done with rain altogether. We've got a long way to go. Here's what's happening. This is the big picture on the map. This is Francine. And what I want to show you are the steering currents for this tropical depression. We've had this cool wedge of air building in towards North Georgia. Winds around that high go clockwise, so that's funneling in kind of that east breeze that we have today. But on the opposite side of things, across the southern plains, we have another area of high pressure that's trying to steer Francine back in this direction. So you're going to notice here, Francine's going to slow down, kind of fall apart, but its remnants get stuck across the southeast over the next couple of days. And meanwhile, tropical moisture is going to get funneled in through the southeast, and that is going to bring a flooding threat, not just for us in Georgia, but out towards Mississippi and Alabama. Where the heaviest rain axis sets up, we still don't know, but we're watching changes in the models here in the last 24 hours showing that parts of Georgia could end up getting more than 4 inches of rain through the weekend. Here's the big picture of the track of tropical depression Francine. This is going to fall apart, turn kind of extra tropical, lose its tropical characteristics, but the center of the storm not going to come over North Georgia. But again, we're on that eastern side of it where we get a lot of moisture working across our area. So rainfall amounts in the next 7 days. You see the bullseye where Francine is, but then where the moisture gets pulled in or pushed in off the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico, like a feeder system down an assembly line, we're getting all that rain amounts moving into North Georgia. So this is a big picture where we could see the heaviest rain through the weekend. That's kind of on the western side of the metro. So these are some locally higher areas that could see 4 to 5 inches of rain. And that's where we have our flood watch in effect. But what I want to show you, take this with a grain of salt, is a model comparison. And what our models are trying to do, we have many models, not just these two models. What they're trying to do is pick up on where is that heavy rain axis going to set up? How heavy is that rain going to be? Over here on the left side of the screen, the American model has that heavy rain axis over Alabama. It keeps the wedge of cool air firmly in place over North Georgia, so we end up seeing the heaviest rain axis just west of our area. It shows 1 to 2 inch rain totals on average. Now, this is a completely different scenario. This is not going to play out exactly, but it's just one model. And what this one model is picking up on is that heavy rain axis getting over our area. Don't take these numbers verbatim. We're not expecting 17 inches of rain in our forecast, but what it shows is that heavier rain component may try to push into parts of North Georgia, and we get more model data in, we get a better idea of where that heaviest rain may set up. So right now we're calling for 1 to 4 inches of rain across North Georgia, locally higher amounts possible. A lot of us may end up with 1 or 2 inches, but if we see that heavy rain access setting up over parts of our area, we'll see some localized areas getting 5-6 inches of rain over the course of the weekend. Not falling on one day, but falling over the course of the next 4 days combined. Flood watch, okay? This right now goes for Friday evening. We will likely see this extended into Saturday, and we might see this expanded in size as well. So as we get new data in of where that heavy rain is going to be in, the Weather Service can end up expanding which areas are in this flood watch. Right now it includes West Georgia, so kind of Heard County down to the south towards LaGrange area, Troup County as well, Meriwether County, and out towards Pike County. So you are in the flood watch through Friday evening. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they expand the area and extend the time that it's in effect. So rainfall, that's our, I think, most widespread threat that people will notice the next few days. It's been really dry around here. Now we're in this very wet pattern through the weekend, and it does look wetter over the weekend than how things looked 24, 48 hours ago. Wind. You've noticed that out there today. Winds at times have been gusting around 30 miles per hour. This is not just from Francine, but because we're being squeeze played in between Francine and that big cold air damming wedge that's to our north and east. So we're kind of in a wind tunnel effect here as you go in between 2 skyscrapers, 2 high rises in a city. You get the winds picking up. That's kind of how we are right here in North Georgia today. So winds 20 to 35 mile per hour gusts possible. They'll turn lighter as we go through the next couple days. When I say lighter, I mean instead of 35 mile per hour gusts, they'll be 25. It's going to stay breezy all the way through the weekend. Storms. We're also watching a storm component. We do this with every single landfalling system. If you're on the right side of the system, we can sometimes see a little bit more spin, and that increases the potential for a brief spin up tornado. That's a very low chance. I think it's more of an issue for Alabama, but you'll see as I show you our severe weather outlook in a moment, we are in a level 1 threat for parts of North Georgia for today and tomorrow as well. Tower camera, live picture right now, 2 o'clock this afternoon, gusty winds over North Georgia. You can see that tower camera shaking in those gusty winds. We haven't seen as heavy of rain here in Atlanta. Been starting to taper off a little bit over the last hour, but we've made it to 70 degrees. So that is our warmest of the day so far. We have an east wind sustained at 17 miles per hour and current wind gusts 29 miles per hour. Look at Rome though, gusting to 40. So that's why we have this wind advisory in effect the rest of the day today through 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Includes the metro area. I'm not really sure why they didn't just extend it all the way to the state line. It's kind of breezy everywhere, but up into North Georgia mountains and up into Northwest Georgia, you're in the wind advisory through 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Gusts to 35 expected. We just saw 1 to 40 in Rome. Wouldn't be surprised if there is an isolated gust or 2 in the metro area as well that reaches about 40 miles per hour. So it's that wind tunnel effect of us being squeezed in between Francine and a big kind of cold air damming setup to our east. So breezy winds will be with us. This is not enough to cause a widespread power outage issue by any stretch of the imagination, but with those gusty winds, rain on top of it, you can see an isolated tree limb coming down, maybe an isolated power outage. It's a possibility, not highly likely the next couple days though. Big picture forecast gusts will keep them gusty through the afternoon, at times gusting 35, maybe even 40 miles per hour on those higher elevations. As we go through the overnight, we'll keep breezy winds around, but you notice tomorrow afternoon as the winds ramp up again, they're not as strong. So wind gusts on Friday, 25 miles per hour. Wind gusts on Saturday, 25 miles per hour. And guess what? Even on Sunday, with still this kind of east wind, we will see some breezy winds sticking around. Now, I mentioned the severe weather threat. It's not a high threat. It's a very low threat, but it's something we monitor with every single landfalling tropical system. That threat level for today is a level 1 threat in West Georgia. And then for Friday, we also see pretty similar area of where that level 1 threat is, the green shaded color, the Kelly green color on the western side of the state. The eastern side of the state, we have the cool air wedge, which helps to stabilize the atmosphere a lot more. So although we see the rain component, we don't see as much the potential for a thunderstorm or rotation. That wedge really helps to stabilize the atmosphere. But that's something we'll watch with storms pushing through late today and again late tomorrow, I think. Forecast track. Let's go through this hour by hour. You saw the steady rain east of Atlanta. Well, that steady rain going to break up a bit. We'll see that more steady rain pushing east of our area, northeast of our area. So we'll catch some breaks, I think, around around the evening commute. Scattered showers expected. Then into the overnight, even some isolated thunderstorms possible. I think the bigger picture of the storm action will stay south and west of our area altogether. For Friday, again, we're tracking more on and off areas of rain. I know this model doesn't look particularly excited about North Georgia's rainfall, but it shows across Alabama more of that heavy rainfall setting up. It may set up across Alabama. It may set up more like West Georgia. So that's why we're saying that flooding threat, that heavy rain threat is not a lock for how much rain we get, but it's something we're watching in the models where do we see that heaviest rain across Alabama, or does it slip into parts of West Georgia or the metro area throughout the weekend? So heavy rain on and off possible Friday evening. As we go into the weekend, this model showing maybe Saturday could be the wetter of the days, and we're monitoring Saturday for possibly issuing another weather impact alert, but we want to get one more model run in before Chris and myself make a final decision, I think, or possible decision this afternoon. And as we go into Saturday afternoon, more on and off showers possible, and even Sunday, still that east wind, but moisture, tropical moisture overrunning that cool wedge. So we'll keep more on and off showers possible for Sunday. Some models keep us a lot drier. Others bring in that heavy rain component for Sunday. Right now we're going with about a 50% chance of rain on Sunday. So talking about Francine impacts for Georgia. Today it's on and off rain. Couple of late day thunderstorms possible. Not a lock. Okay, so we could see things drying out a bit and then a few thunderstorms moving in this evening. We've got those strong wind gusts. Yes, those are going to stick with us. If we can see the temperatures warming up a little bit in West Georgia, then we would introduce that very low tornado risk. As of right now, everything is so stable from the cool temperatures that it's just going to be hard to see anything severe develop. Friday, again, it's on and off showers, a couple of areas of heavy rain and thunderstorms. We'll still have some wind gusts at about 25 miles per hour, and some of that rain at times could be heavy. And then for Saturday, we are looking at the rain threat increasing. Okay, some models keep us very wet the whole day. Other models just have lighter showers on and off, but that heavy rain component could set up over North Georgia again on Saturday, especially Saturday morning. That's something that we are watching. We'll still have some breezy winds, but not as gusty as what they are today and even tomorrow. Look at how cool we are. 70 in Atlanta right now, 66 in Clayton, 68 in Gainesville, 70 in Peachtree City and Covington, 71 in Athens. So this afternoon, temperatures do not climb a whole lot. As we dry things out, I'm not expecting sunshine to peek back out, but with things drying out, we'll have the ability to maybe climb up another degree or two. But with that really persistent east-northeast wind, it's hard for us to climb up much more than that. Rain chances sticking with us on and off all the way through the evening and overnight tonight. And then as we get into tomorrow, rain chances are back with us again. 80% rain chance today, 80% tomorrow. Saturday right now, 70%. You notice Sunday is now up to 50%. So we increased that yesterday, looking at how wet it may linger into the second half of the weekend. But we do think as we get into early next week, we'll finally start drying out a little bit, hopefully. Okay, so we've got that rain chance for Monday at 30%. So again, weather impact alert today and again tomorrow, tracking areas of heavy rain possible, gusty winds today, and a very low end chance that there could be a brief spin up tornado at some point today or tomorrow. Hopefully that wedge will help to minimize any of that chance, but that is something we're watching. That moisture gets stuck across the southeast for Saturday, even into Sunday. So that's why we've increased our rain chances over the weekend. 70% rain chance for Saturday, 50% on Sunday. And then early next week, we're going to dry things out and bring things in to the 80s by Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's the latest on Francine. Now, with that being said, we get new information in about rainfall amounts and how much we could see. We're going to have a new forecast. New model data that'll be coming up today on 11 Alive News at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock. We're going to break all that stuff down, so we'll see you then on the news at 4 o'clock.